California, Tiger Woods with his news conference as he returns to action this week at the Farmers Insurance Open, where he is a 7-time champion. We will listen in.
All right, well, we will go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome Tiger Woods, 7-time winner of the Farmers Insurance Open. Tiger, thanks for joining us for a few minutes. I guess the obvious question is how you're feeling as you make your way back to a couple of layouts that obviously near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, I feel great coming back here to Southern California. This is a golf course and a tournament that I have had some pretty good results in, and really looking forward to it. I've played 9 holes yesterday on the south, and then 18 today on the north. Haven't seen it like this in a while, where it's been this firm, this fast. The greens are definitely very springy, and it's going to be a challenge this week. It's going to be a little bit harder to make birdies than it hasn't been in the past, and overall, I think it'll be a great challenge.
Okay, well, without further, we'll open up, take questions. We have microphones on either side of the room, so if you would just pop your hand up, we'll try to get to you. So right here with Bob, or I'm sorry, Mike, then Bob.
Tiger, you were in a similar situation last year, played well in the Bahamas, came here, but 3 rounds you were done for the year. Mm-hmm. Physically, you say you were much better than you were last year. Can you give us an idea of how you know it's that much better than it was last year?
Yeah, I have no more pain in my back. My back is fused. So that wasn't the case last year. We're trying to manage the disc and the vertebrae. But it's all finished now. Now it's fused, and quality of life is infinitely better than it was last year at this point.
Bob, Rex, Jeff, and we'll move our way up.
Tiger, obviously a lot of success here, but given your lack of tournament golf in the last couple of years and how this place seems to have gotten tougher in the last few years with the rough and the greens and everything, is this an ideal place to return, or is this a hard place for you to return, to full official PGA Tour golf?
Well, I think that it's, I could look at it at different scenarios. If I would have come back and played last week, the conditions are easier, but you have to shoot 6 under par a day. And here, that's difficult conditions, and we're going to be making a lot of pars. Either scenario would have been difficult. I haven't played, and I got to start somewhere and try and get my game and my feels, back. I just really haven't played tournament golf well, basically since Wyndham of 2015. It's been a long time. And so I just want some starts. I want to start feeling what it feels like to be out here and hit shots, grind out scores. And that's something that, I've been looking forward to. It's been a full year that I've played on the tour, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Rex, Jeff, then we'll do right over here and here.
Tiger, you talked about having so many memories on this golf course. What immediately comes to mind when you remember the 2008 U.S. Open?
How much it hurt. Yeah, no ACL and a broken leg. It didn't feel very good. I do remember starting off every day either with a double bogey or bogey on the first hole. So I think I was 7 over par, and just my first hole I played in that day. But I remember I made everything that week. I really putted well. I hit it okay, but if it wasn't from my putting, I wouldn't have won that Open.
Jeff, and then right here and over here.
Tiger, compared to last year, how has your preparation coming into this event been different? How much more have you been able to practice? And then also before the round, is your warm-up, your preparation to get your body ready, is it different this year than it was last year because of the surgery?
Yeah, my prep for this event was I was just playing golf at home, which has been fun. It's fun to play, fun golf at home. I missed going out there with my buddies and just, having some fun playing golf. Before, I had to just manage how many holes I played, how many swings I made. It was all about managing my body. Now it's just, hey, you want to go play 18? Sure. Want to go play 36? Sure. That to me is fun. I miss those days. It's been a long time. And then as far as, what was the second part of your question? I'm sorry.
3 rounds.
Pre-round, it's the same warm-up like I had been doing in the past. I go in the gym, I work out in the morning and come out here and go through the same warm-up routine that I've used for the better part of 30 years.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, we'll get you.
Tiger, obviously over the years that we've all covered you, your expectations going into every tournament is to win. You've articulated that for years to us. Do you, given the amount of time you've had off and the difficulty of this track obviously starting, do you have to temper your own expectations? And what is success for you this week? How would you define that?
Well, I think that, yeah, my expectations have tempered a little bit because I haven't played. And, you know, when I came back off my ACL injury in 08 and started playing 09, it was 9 months. But I had been playing a full schedule prior to that. And here I haven't played a full schedule since 2015. It's been a long time. And to be honest with you, I just want to start playing on the tour and get into a rhythm of playing a schedule again. I haven't done that in such a long time, so I don't know what to expect. You know, I just go out there and just play, and I'm going to grind it, give it everything I possibly have, try and put the ball in the right position, make some putts, and, you know, try and work my way up the board. But as far as understanding what it takes to win out here, I don't know what the number's going to be. I'm usually pretty good at calling the number before the tournament starts, but I haven't seen a lot of these young guys play. And I met John yesterday for the first time, and it's been, you know, a lot of names that I haven't seen, I haven't played with, haven't seen their games, and you know, we'll see.
Just if I could just quickly the back part of that was, is there a tangible? Is there a tangible goal in terms of what makes this week a success, whether it's getting 72 holes in, you know, whether it's being top 20, top 10, that kind of thing? Is there any kind of thing that you...
Well, I think to be honest with you, I'm just trying to build towards April. And that's what I told you guys last year in the Bahamas, is that I'm looking forward to playing a full schedule and getting ready for the Masters. And I haven't done that in a very long time. And so that's usually been my schedule and my outlook from 96 on. It's been that way to try and get ready for Augusta, and there's no reason to change that.
Okay, right here, and then if you'd hand the microphone back, George, and right over here.
Over here, Tiger. Given the previous disappointments, did this surgery and this comeback feel like make or break? And just further to that, Rory was saying that he's entering a second phase of his career, which he finds even more exciting than the first. Do you have similar sentiments?
Well, I think that, yeah, make or break out, I just wanted to not feel as bad as I had felt for such a long time. And we started with I just want to have a lifestyle in which I can actually participate in with my kids' life and be around them and do things. Golf was not the top of that list. But now that I'm able to start doing that, it feels good. You know, it feels good to go out there and practice. And it feels good not to have a burning sensation going down my leg into my foot, or, you know, collapse when I'm walking, things of that nature. It's been so bad for so long. But turning it around and having my back fused, I haven't felt this good in years, so I'm excited about it.
Okay, real quick, Doug, and then right back here, sorry.
Two things. Do you have a schedule in mind, what you want to do pre-Augusta?
Yeah. You know where I'm going with this.
Well, that's why
I know where you're going with it, too.
I'm not going to follow at all with that. Secondly, I was just curious, when's the last time golf seemed easy to you?
Seemed easy? Probably 2013. Yeah, I played well that year.
Okay.
Doug, if you'd pass it back.
Tiger, you were looking so relaxed out there with your playing partners. Did you feel relaxed? And secondly, since you brought it up, how are your kids doing?
The kids are doing fantastic. Thank you. Wednesdays are usually just hit and giggle and, you know, have a good time. And our responsibility as professional golfers is to make sure our playing partners and our pro-am partners have a great time. I think we did. There was a lot of needling going on, which was fun. And we had a good time out there. And the golf course is so brutal for the amateurs. And the rough is up there, 4 or 5 inches. And it's a bit of a struggle, for them to get the ball out. overall, I think they had a good time. They hadn't seen greens this hard and this fast ever, and so them it was a bit of a an awe factor of how our courses are set up for tournament play, and that was fun to be able to explain it to them on different golf courses, different venues, what they'd like to do. What are the fastest greens on the tour and things of that nature. So they were really into the golf questions, which was a lot of fun for me.
Okay, George, and then if you'd pass it up 2 rows, Sean.
Hey, Tiger, given the unknowns you're dealing with this last comeback, and you had even expressed your doubts on if you'd be able to get back to the point where you are now, are you surprised at all that you've gotten your club head speed over 120? And it seems like you're generating numbers that you haven't seen in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I hadn't felt good in 4 or 5 years. My surgeon, he said from the get-go, once it's fused, you'll have speed like you did back in your early 30s. And he's right, because there's no pain. I'm not flinching. It doesn't hurt as I take the club back. It doesn't hurt right before impact. It doesn't hurt after impact. It doesn't hurt when I walk. It was a tough go for a while, and I don't have any of those feelings. So yeah, I can let it go, and I can hit it, and I'm getting the ball out there a little bit. I'm starting to hit some shots. I'm starting to shape the golf ball again, and now I got to start doing the tournament and hitting those shapes, those shots, those numbers. It's going to take a little time, but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, right here, Sean, Todd.
The fans in Japan are very, very excited to have you back. And they like to see you competing, the top players from Japan, like Hideki. Could you tell me what you think about his performance?
Well, Hideki, at the end of 16, going into 17, was playing the best golf on the planet. He was winning a bunch of tournaments, and if he wasn't winning, he was in the top 5. He's a very consistent player, and he's still so young. And so he's a long way to go. As he's still learning how to play. He's still growing, maturing within the game, and he's going to win many more golf tournaments. And he's going to be the best player, I think, from Japan for a very long time.
You go quick here.
You've talked about your physical game and your body. What have you been doing to prepare your mental game for tournament play?
Well, I kind of started falling into that when I was at home practicing, starting to visualize shots I would have to hit here. I know the golf courses pretty well, so what I need to hit off of this tee, this wind, this approach shot, this lie, and to start thinking about it. It's been fun to be able to go ahead and start thinking about that in playing in tournaments in the future and what shots I'm going to need. That part's been a lot of fun, and it's been fun executing it at home. Now I need to bring it out here and execute it out here.
Sean and Todd?
I was wondering if you could elaborate on the reasons for wanting to go on your own for the swing and work on it on your own, and what are the benefits of doing it yourself versus working?
Yeah, I've said it many times already. It's just that no one's had a spinal fusion, at that level, and have been able to hit the ball that hard as I do. And so I like to meet somebody who can swing it over 120 miles an hour with a fuse back. You know anybody? That's what I mean, and no one understands that. So I have to rely on my own feels and play around what my body can and cannot do. It's not going to look like it used to. I mean, I don't have the mobility that I do, that I used to. And that's just the reality. And now it's just a matter of what can I do? And that's just, practicing and getting my feels and trusting it, experimenting a lot to try and figure out what can this body do and how explosive can it be, and how am I going to control shots with different shapes? Am I going to have different feels? And some of that stuff is yes, some of the stuff is different, and I'm still learning it.
Okay, Todd, if you pass it up to Bernie.
Tiger, how much more of a test are these 2 golf courses than when you first won out here? and the North course, that's not where you made your hay most of the time. It was on the South. But what do you think of the North and how it plays now relative to what it did?
Well, before both redos, it was 20 plus under par and iron into most of the par 5s. 8 par 5s you're going to have, and you drive it well, you're going to have irons into all of them. Hell, I remember hitting an 8-iron into 18. That's no longer the case where we're in the South. And then, after the redo, when Olafalba won the first year, greens were brick hard. It was really tough. And we didn't really go that low. I think it was in single digits under par. I think around 8 or 9 under or something like that. And so that was always the tougher golf course, the South, by far. And sometimes 3 to 4 shots was the spread between the two courses. Now with North as being as tough as it is, I think generally year in and year out is probably one of the hardest courses to hit fairways on the North course. I think it has one of the lowest percentages of fairways hit. Now you add in 4, 5, 6 inch rough, with hard greens, it's going to be a hell of a challenge this week. And so I think they've added probably close to 500-600 yards on both golf courses combined. And since I first came down here during watching the Andy Williams, back in the day, and so it's changed quite a bit. And the guys are still hitting a long way. We're hitting about the same clubs, but it's just from much further back. So again? I like the new North, yeah. I always felt that if I went out into the North and I shot 67, I always felt like I lost ground. Now you would be making a lot of hay this week.
Okay, we're rounding third. Bernie, pass it to Steve. Steve, back to Suzanne. Then we'll close it up with Bob and Mike.
Tiger, can I ask you?
What was that?
I think I got all that right.
Quick first question. How many games of golf do you think you've played since the Hero?
Geez, we've probably played at least 6 days a week. Oh.
The other question I was going to ask you was, can you talk about your relationship with Snowflake?
Snowflake?
And how important is Snowflake going to be in this comeback?
You mean just the
driver?
A driver? Well, I think every club's a Snowflake. You got even your backups, they're all slightly different. And trying to get one that matches up, it's... Once you find one, what's the hardest club to put back and put into the lineup as your backup? Because anything can happen. And with the drivers as big as they are, I know they're supposed to be exactly the same, but they're not. And that's why I said each club is a little bit of a snowflake. They're all slightly different. They may look the same, may weigh out the same, but sound, feel, maybe slightly different until you find one that matches. I had one that I used in the Bahamas, the M2, and that thing it felt really good to me. In the waggle, in the setup position, looking at it in the playing position, I felt it was fantastic. But my swing has evolved since then, so I needed something slightly different, and now I'm with the M3, and it took me a while to find one there too. A lot of testing, a lot of drivers, a lot of moving stuff around until I finally found one.
Okay, Steve, pass it back to Suzanne, then Bob, and we'll finish up with Michael.
Was last year's Farmers the last time you dealt with rough like this?
Excluding, the following week was Dubai. It was rye, overseeded rye, and that was the last time I chipped in ryegrass.
So how much does that add to your challenge this week? This is the first time.
We were laughing about it. I was trying to remember how in the hell do you play out of ryegrass. I haven't hit shots out of there in forever. Everything's been off of Bermuda because I've been home. Playing out of ryegrass is totally different. And I've hit a lot of chip shots yesterday. I was monkeying around a lot of times and trying to hit different shots. Putting on POA greens again, which has been fun. It's a little different than putting on Bermuda. There's been some trying to get the feel more than anything else, and especially the run out. The greens are really rolling out, and that's been a little bit of a shocker is how hard that first bounce is. We were talking about it yesterday in our practice round, is that we could not believe how hard the first bounce was. And I think the North course might be even more firm than the South.
Okay, Bob, then right behind you, and finish up Michael.
Tiger, you just sort of recapped how tough it's been these last 2 years, not feeling well, not sure what it was going to be like before and after a swing sometimes. But you did have your moments at times, even like in Dubai last year, the last couple of holes, you were striping it pretty good, and then obviously you had to shut it down after that. Just curious, through all that time, was it always a matter of you wondering if you're going to make it? Is it any moment this is going to go bad on me? And what was sort of your hope that it was going to all fix itself? Did you think that, okay, I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to be okay?
You know, I've tried all different types of treatment on it, and I went through every single procedure that is non-surgical prior to getting it infused. I exhausted every single procedure they could possibly do, and it just didn't get better. And so the surgery infusion was the only step I had left. And I was very lucky because it's down at L5S1, and it only has maybe 6 degrees of rotation, so it's really not much at all. And so I got lucky in that regard. And it's been tough. I didn't know when the back was going to go out. I mean, I don't know if you guys were watching this past week with Freddie, how bad it was. I mean, he was fine, and all of a sudden he makes a couple bad swings, and there it goes. And that's very similar to how I was. I'd be okay, and then hit one shot, I'm like, oh no, there it went. And it just wouldn't come back. That was frustrating. It was hard, and I'm glad that's behind me.
Was the fusion ever presented as a viable option, say 3 years ago?
It was not. It was not. My disc and my disc hasn't deteriorated to where that was the option. I still had some room there.
Okay, last one's right here, and then finish up, Michael.
How difficult has it been to overcome golf troubles and overcome health troubles when you're also battling legal troubles as well? I mean, you're trying to find peace of mind, peace of body and spirit. It seems like it can't be easy over the course of a year to get there.
No, it's not easy, and that's why I'm very lucky to have such a great family and unbelievable friends. And my physio and my training schedule has really helped after the surgery, and I'm very excited about where I'm at now. There's a point in time where I just didn't know if I was going to have an opportunity to feel like this again, but now I do, and I'm excited about it.
Okay, fast up.
Tiger, all the aspects involved in playing quality tournament golf, it's hitting the shot shape on demand, the carry distance, short game, mental aspect of it. What's the hardest aspect to get back?
Well, I think that to go out there and shoot 65s, it's easy. There are times when it is easy to go out there and shoot 65s. I just need to get my game to where it's like that again. A lot of the guys I've been playing well, I've been playing a lot, and they're seasoned. I know this is early in the year, but they're seasoned already, and I'm not. I'm not there yet, and I'll get some tournaments under my belt and keep progressing.
All right, Tiger, as always, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Tiger Woods speaking at Torrey Pines.